All right, so did you know that there is a protein in DNA, in the DNA that they discovered, and it's named the Sonic HeadgeHog protein?
That's astounding. Isn't there one that's also called the Pikachu protein?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But did you also and there's a like counterpart to the Sonic HeadgeHog protein called Robotnik?
Does it destroy that protein?
Yes, it does.
Of course it does.
Did you also know that just very recently the Sonic HeadgeHog protein, a lack of Sonic HeadgeHog protein was linked to ED?
Oh my god. I knew it. Well, I guess we all need to get people into Sonic now. Literally our salvation.
You need to get into Sonic the Hedgehog.
People need to get faster, is what I'm thinking.
Yes. And you know it's real because in the abstract they name it the Sonic Hedgehog protein, and from then on it's just SHH because they're so embarrassed.
Because they cannot bring themselves to call it the Sonic Hedgehog protein. That's astounding. That's amazing. Is this all recorded for the intro?
Yes, this is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent. Yes.
That's
solid.
That is what we call an intro.
That may be my favorite opening so far.
This is a good one. It's a pretty good one.
We're making a protein called Sonic HeadgeHog. Functions as a chemical signal.
Sorry, that was the COVID.
Embryonic development.
Are you reading about it, Mitchell?
I got the abstract up right now.
Amazing.
This protein is important for development of the brain and spinal cord, central nervous system, eyes, limbs, and many other parts of the body. It is essential for the development of the front part of the brain. The signal protein helps establish the line that separates the right and left sides of the forebrain. Specifically, Sonic HeadgeHog establishes the midline of the underside ventral surface of the forebrain.
Well, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you need Sonic HeadgeHog.
You need it for your brain.
You need it for your brain and for your genitals if you are a man.
Thank God for Sonic HeadgeHog.
Thank God for Sonic HeadgeHog.
Anyway, welcome. Hi.
If you're having difficulties in the bedroom, guys, talk to your doctor about a lack of Sonic HeadgeHog.
I just imagine like the doctor writes a prescription that's just like more Sonic the Hedgehog, and so you go home and you just play Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 for like 3 straight days.
Oh man!
Oh my God! I can get it up again. Oh, thank you, Doc. Thanks, Doc. But then the doctor pulls back his mask, and it's Dr. Robotnik.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
And the guy looks at the camera and he goes, "Thank you, Sonic the Hedgehog."
And then it turns out it's a Viagra commercial.
Yes. Well, it is a blue pill, as you know.
Oh, that's true. Oh my God. Enhance. I can just imagine there's like a pill, we crush it up and we zoom in on it like 1,000,000 times, and they're just little tiny Sonic the Hedgehog zooming through it.
Say, whoa, gotta go fast.
That's no good.
If someone tries to touch you in a place that makes you feel uncomfortable, yeah, it's no good. You gotta get out of there.
Ah, that's a throwback.
If someone is touching you and you don't feel comfortable, you need Sonic the Hedgehog.
You gotta play more Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta go fast.
Anyway, man, wow, these last 3 weeks sure have been interesting, man. Ooh. I can't wait to talk about these 3 weeks.
Oh boy, I got it. I have way more stuff than I did last time.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you read 30 more books?
Anyway,
I guess I'll go first. Again, as is tradition.
As is tradition in this episode of Talk the Plank.
In this episode of Talk the Plank. The CIS themed plays. So let's see. In terms of games, I haven't been playing a whole lot actually. The new COD dropped last week, and so I've been playing a ton of that. I've been playing a lot of the zombies mode, which is really nice. I think that's the best part of the Call of Duty experience this year. Multiplayer is weak. But they had to rush this game out the door because one of the production companies, Sledgehammer, was supposed to put out their game this year, but then their production got totally screwed up, and they totally just botched their release. So the next company, Treyarch, had to step in and make the game
Oh no.
for them, make the next game in the Black Ops series. So
Oh.
that's what happened here. You can tell it's rushed because there's so little content in the game. There's so little content.
Now, is it Star Wars Battlefront, EA Star Wars Battlefront 1 levels of content?
No. There's luckily more content than that. But then again, that's because they had like 3 production companies helping them out. Raven Software did the campaign.
Just do the Ubisoft technique and throw literally the entire company at it.
The entire company, get like 12 freaking developers on that.
All you people making UbiArt games, stop! Down to the mines with you.
The mines of crunch. Yeah, but it's pretty neat. I like the new zombies modes a lot. The Easter egg in it is super easy. It's the easiest in Call of Duty history, and I've knocked it out like 6 times. It's fun though. I do like it.
I've heard that on the PS5. I don't know if you've been playing it on that, but
no.
the trigger pull is different for each gun.
Oh, is it really? That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could experience it, but unfortunately, I have not been able to get a PS5 because the scalper bots have taken every single one.
What a shock! I never would have guessed.
Sitting on Walmart's website is like pulling teeth. That they have the worst website in the universe. The second they put the pre-orders up, or not the pre-orders, but the second they put new stock up, the website instantly crashes because there are 50,000 people refreshing the page, and then it never goes back up until all of the stock is gone. So it's like, literally, if you don't like already have it in your cart from the previous stock run, so like you don't have it in like save for later or something, you basically have 0 chance of getting it. And unfortunately, I never did. I managed to get it in my cart, and I even managed to get to checkout twice. But unfortunately, I failed on both attempts, and so I do not have a PlayStation 5. I know Best Buy put up more stock today, but I missed it because it was at like 5 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why. It was crazy.
This is reminding me way too much of the Wii.
I'm gonna wait it out for a bit.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah, this is reminding me too much of the Wii.
Yeah, I 100%. I would have sat outside for a midnight release if they had been offering any, but nope, because of COVID-19 restrictions, or rather, I guess it's not even really restrictions. They imposed this to limit cases. No retailers are selling PS5s in store. They're only selling them online, which makes it to where scalper bots it's like Christmas for them. They can get them so easily. And none of these websites, none of them have CAPTCHAs. Walmart tried to add one, but then it caused the crashes on their website to be even worse.
Oh my gosh.
So, it crashed even faster with the CAPTCHAs in place. So it's like
just have functional CAPTCHAs and like a limit per order.
Yeah, no, it's
like 1 per.
Yeah, getting a PS5 has just been a mess. Walmart puts up Black Friday stock on the 25th, so I'm going to attempt to get one then. I'm also frequently checking local Target stock, but I imagine they probably won't restock until Black Friday or some like the day before Black Friday on Thanksgiving or something. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah.
That is
now, is the Walmart website as bad as the PlayStation Store?
I mean, it's Walmart.
Yes, I think it is probably worse. The PlayStation Store is not great, but at least it is semi-functional. At least it can stand having more than like 1,000 people on there at once.
Oh no.
It's just they don't have the server capacity for sales like this. They were very clearly not prepared to do online only orders for the PlayStation 5, and it shows. and it sucks because Walmart's like the only people that are getting consistent stock in. Like all of the other retailers have restocked like one other time, but Walmart, this is their third time to restock, or the 25th will be the third time to restock
Oh no.
in their store. So it's like, Walmart, fix your problems, please. Um, yeah, getting a PS5 has been a nightmare. I have the money for it. I'm waiting for it, my opportunity, but it has yet to arise. Um,
Ugh.
Kind of sucks. But yeah, those have been my PS5 troubles.
Have you heard about the people who got an Xbox One X instead of an Xbox Series X
Did they really?
when they ordered
Oh,
an Xbox Series X?
that is miserable. I would be so upset.
And Amazon told them, "Well, we have a return policy."
Goodness, they should just resell it for twice its value.
Oh,
Just list it. Just list it as an Xbox One X, and somebody who just doesn't know the difference because Microsoft sucks at naming things
yeah.
will just pay twice as much for it.
I've just taken to calling it the sex box because there's no point.
That I love. Yes, I call it that so often. It's
There's-
such a great name.
There's no point. Like they wanted us to say Xbox One. Everyone said Xbone.
It's their naming convention is just so bad. They're so awful.
Like Xbox is because it was in when they were making it, the name was Direct Xbox because it had a DirectX whatever in it, and they just couldn't think of a better name, so Xbox.
Yeah.
And now it's like Nintendo
Xbox 360.
Nintendo is hit or miss. Xbox has been consistently miss ever since the 360.
They literally just can't decide. They can't decide on a trend they want to go with. Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. Which one is it? Are you using like a parenthetical colonnated phrase? Are you using like a 360 because it can rotate 360, the one all-in-one entertainment system? I don't get you, Microsoft. I don't get you. What do you want? What do you want from me?
And then PlayStation is just keeping it so simple and concise.
Yep.
Yes.
PlayStation. This one is PlayStation 4. This one is PlayStation 5.
This one is like 4 Pro or whatever it was.
This one is PlayStation Portable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's portable.
So perfect.
The only weird name they have is the Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that sold the worst. Perhaps there was a reason for that.
Well, its existence now that Persona 4 Golden is on Steam has now been nullified.
Yeah.
Speaking of Persona 4 on Steam.
Yeah, you got a lot to talk about there.
I do have some things to vent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do a quick speed run of everything I played real quick then. Since the last time we talked, I've played Ghost Runner, which is that game where you do a bunch of parkour and you're like a ninja, and it's like set in like a cyberpunk universe, and you slice people with like a katana. It's really cool. I wasn't too crazy about it. A lot of people gave it pretty rave reviews, but I thought it was just kind of like, you can tell there's a lot of indie jank in there, or Euro jank, as the two best friends would refer to it.
Oh, Euro jank! It's the best.
There's a lot of Euro jank in that game.
Now, I highly doubt that there's as much Euro jank as The Witcher 1.
Oh no, no way. Yeah, no way.
That is Euro jank for crazy people.
Yeah,
like me.
Absolutely nuts.
Witcher 1 is super jank.
It's the jankiest game
I've
ever
put
played.
in maybe 5-6 hours into it. Yeah, I know.
Click on the enemies in this third-person action game to attack. Time the clicks.
Time the clicks.
What a great idea. Besides that, the only other game I've really played was I played through Owlboy. Do you guys remember Owlboy?
Yeah. That was the game that had like gorgeous sprite work, and the gameplay itself was all right.
Yeah, the art is easily the biggest, like the most attractive feature of the game. It's probably the most gorgeous sprite art I've seen in a game before. It's really just so beautiful. Oh my god, I can't believe it. But the gameplay, the gameplay isn't really anything to write home about. Yeah, it's beautiful, but really that's all about it. The game ends super abruptly too. I'm sure there's like a true ending you can get if you do a bunch of special stuff. Especially because there were a few like secret areas I encountered, but I never figured out what they were actually for, so I kind of ignore them. Yeah, I'm sure there's like a secret ending that's a little bit better than the regular ending, but I wasn't really bothered to get it because the gameplay wasn't all that satisfying. But yeah, I think that's really just about it. Oh, I did literally just yesterday start replaying through Hollow Knight.
Oh boy.
I love Hollow Knight. It's such a great game. I haven't played it since 2017, so I think I've forgotten a good chunk of it. So I've decided to start replaying through it. I still remember a lot of the big um, like levels, like the big shocking cool ones, but for the most part, I think my brain has been wiped. So I've been having a blast playing back through it again, and they added so much to it. They added a ton of free DLC that like helped with like quality of life. Like you can add markers to the map for locations you can't like access yet because you haven't gotten the right upgrade and etc. And so I've just been pinning a ton of crap all over the map, which is perfect for me because that's like it gives me so much anxiety playing Metroidvanias and seeing an area I can't access yet because I don't have an upgrade, but like knowing there's probably a health upgrade behind that wall that I can't get past yet, and I'm going to forget it's here because I'm gonna get the upgrade. I need to get past it in 15 hours. So I'm glad they added that system, and I have like a billion pins all over the map now. But yeah, Hollow Knight's a great game. I can't wait to
such a great game.
Yeah. In terms of games, that's really all I've played. Oh, I guess I did play some Unfortunate Spacemen.
Oh
which
yeah.
You've heard of it?
I have. Mandalore Gaming came out with a video about it.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah, it's basically just a 3D Among Us.
Among
except
Us style game.
Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have guns, and you have to, instead of just voting people out, you have to kill the monster. Like there's still like the meetup function, and you can vote for them, but it only like reduces their health. So the point is to get like good guns and kill the monster and stuff. It's considerably harder than Among Us to win as the humans. I will say that. That is not a game designed around humans winning, but I can also tell it was just rushed out super fast. You can tell there are a lot of like Unity assets just straight up slapped in there. But
Gotta go fast.
yeah, but it is a neat game, and I've been playing it on a new PC I have. I don't think I mentioned this. It's actually been here for a while. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did say this. Yeah. Apparently, my mom bought my little sister a PC for whenever she left for college, but I guess my little sister just didn't want it or didn't need it or whatever. So now I have it, and it's just sitting in my room. And so I've been playing Hollow Knight on that. I played Unfortunate Spaceman on that. It's not the beefiest PC. It's actually like really not that fast. But if I crank down the settings to near potato, I can at the very least play some 3D games.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
yeah.
I think my freaking MacBook is probably comparable to it at this point, honestly.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not great. But it works. It works, and that's good enough for me. But yeah, so I have a new PC, and that's nice. So that's about what I've done in terms of games. In terms of watching stuff, I spent like the last 2-3 weeks just watching Steins Gate. I watched.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched first. So I first watched Steins Gate, and oh my god, that's so good.
It's so
Wow, it's so good.
good. It's
Kyoma,
so good.
Kyoma is hands down one of my favorite anime characters ever. He just has such a magnetic personality. You can't help but love him.
Oh yeah.
He's such a lovable guy.
I believe you mean Hoin Kyoma.
Yeah. Oh, in Kyoma.
Jeez, Mamoru Miyano is freaking amazing.
Yeah, I seriously, because I recognized his voice as soon as I heard it. I'm like, where did I hear him from? And I looked it up, and oh yeah, he's the guy from that zombie idol show where he's like the manager, and I freaking love him in that. He's so good. But yeah, that's what I recognize him from.
of all the Mamoru Miyano roles, you recognize the freaking zombie idol show.
Oh, I literally don't even remember the name of the show. But
Not
that's just
Death
great.
Note, not anything like that. None of his
Okay,
classics.
in my
No,
defense,
no.
I haven't seen Death Note. Thank you very much. That's on the list though. I gotta watch Death Note.
It is a very good show, but temper your expectations because that show has been
Is aged
freaking
poorly?
deified in some people's eyes.
I can see that. But yeah, so I watched Steins Gate, which is amazing. I watched the movie, which is good. It's a good continuation of the main story, I think. Then I watched Steins Gate Zero, which
I
is
haven't seen
still
that yet. I haven't seen
Steins
that yet.
Gate Zero is still really good. I don't think it's nearly as good as the original series. The main problem is I don't think no spoilers, but I don't think Kyuma is Kyoma. Oh my god, I can't say his name. Is as good in that one.
Oh, well.
Do you know at least what the main plot line of
If
Steins Gate Zero is?
don't tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I believe the last I heard it was the alternate version of Kyoma and all that stuff going on.
I will not say anything.
Thank you. Don't. Here's the thing. You like Mamoru Miyano, right?
Who?
Mamoru Miyano.
Oh yeah.
Voice actor.
Voice actor. Yeah.
So in the English dub, which I watched a few episodes of, he's voiced by J. Michael Tatum, who is also fantastic. Unfortunately, that dub script is atrocious. As in like throwing in throwing in memes atrocious.
Astounding.
Memes that, of course, by the time they're in, are stale as crap.
Yep. Well, they do throw in a few memes in the Japanese version, at least in the subbed version. When they talk about like at channel all the time.
Well, to be fair, it's somewhat relevant.
Yeah, a little bit. So I watched Steins Gate Zero, the movie. I don't think I watched any other anime before Steins Gate. I feel like I'm pretty sure I was finishing up another anime. I'm trying to remember what I was watching before. Oh no, I was watching Truth Seekers, the show with Sean Penn, not Sean Penn. What's his name? Whatever. The one with the guys from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was really good. And I finished that, and that's a good show. But then I started watching Bloom Into You, which is pretty good. It's a romance anime. Solid. I've only watched like 3 episodes so far, but it's all right. It's rated pretty highly, but maybe I need to watch more of it. But I'm not super crazy about it just yet. Beyond that, I don't think I've really watched anything else. I went out for the Rare movie event with my family. We went out to go see Freaky, which is that movie where Vince Vaughn and the girl swap bodies. Vince Vaughn's like the killer. And it was a fun movie. It's not going to win any awards anytime soon, but it's like a solid popcorn flick. That's that's a movie you go to see if you want to have a little bit of fun. It's a ton of dumb fun. It's not that good.
Oh no.
And besides that, I don't think I've really done anything crazy over the last 3 weeks. Just kind of been sitting on websites trying to nab the PS5. That's it.
Oof. Well, that would take weeks.
Yeah. I have been chained to my MacBook trying to nab a PS5. I think that just about covers what I've done. Oh, and I've been watching a ton of HoloLive. But that's pretty much that's to be expected.
It goes without saying.
Yeah. Oh, wait. One last thing. I started rewatching Red versus Blue.
Hey!
Yeah, like 3 days ago, I decided, you know what? It's been a long time since I watched Red versus Blue, and I haven't even watched Red versus Blue all the way through. I watched up to like season 7 or something before they got like the actual animations into the show, which apparently, according to one of my friends, is when it gets really good. So, Yeah, I started rewatching that. That's still great, still funny. All these years later, I'm watching I'm on the first season still, and those jokes 16 years later still hold up.
Oh,
That's a great
geez,
show.
16 years. Oh, no.
16. That's right.
Oh,
Don't
no.
like that.
You are
Don't
old.
like- Stop it.
Oh, no.
Welcome
Don't
to
like-
being old.
Don't like that.
Are you serious?
I am for real.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, did you guys see?
2004.
Did you guys see Two Snacks' new Hololive animation? It's great. Love it.
Probably, yes.
I mean, yeah, that's mainly what he's been
The
doing.
Terminator one. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love his stuff so much.
Two
Oh my god,
Snacks
he's
is
so good.
Two Snacks, as the best friends once coined him, the one-man Pixar.
The one man Pixar. That is a perfect description. That man is an animation machine.
He is.
I don't know how he puts that stuff out so fast and it's such high quality.
The guy wanted to make a Red Dead Redemption best friends video, and he decided, you know what? I want to make this one a bit shorter. So I wanted to make this one a bit shorter, so I decided to try doing it in Unity. And it turned out to be a bit harder than I thought. And people were like, "Dude, you made an entire game for this stupid animation."
Like, yeah, he basically programmed a game for an animation. And he's like, yeah, it took a little longer than I thought.
What man's just a straight monster.
It's-
Nothing can stop him.
He's insane.
Would somebody please stop this man?
He cannot be stopped.
But yeah, I think that just about covers it.
Mitchell, you were talking about Persona 4.
Yes.
Right.
Lay it on us.
All right. Well, I've done several things. One of which is, in fact, starting Persona 4 Golden Edition on Steam.
Yes.
Let's see. I started a few days ago. I'm currently trying to rescue Rize.
All right. Well, oh, geez, already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you are like you did Yukiko, yada yada. You already did Kanji, and now you're already going for Rise.
I'm going for Rize.
Oh my gosh.
I've got Kaji already.
Oh my gosh.
I've been just blazing through it the past few days.
Dude, isn't that game fantastic?
It is very fantastic. However, let me see here. You know what's super fun? Getting one shot by a critical hit.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh, it's super fun opening up a door and having a red enemy just on the other side staring at you and hitting you before you can do anything, and then landing like 5 hits on you.
I
That
love it.
sure sounds like
You know what's fun is
Persona
that all
5
three
problem.
enemies spamming the same spell
Oh,
and
it's my
wiping out your
favorite.
entire party before you can even react.
It's my favorite.
You know what's fun? Knocking down every enemy, launching an all-out attack, and then having Chie and Yukiko do like some weird special duel move.
Yep, that's a
And
golden
wiping
thing.
out all the enemies except one, who then immediately just walks over to you and one-shots you, and you lose anyway. That's so much fun!
It's so much fun.
It's so much
Man.
fun that I threw my controller at the wall.
Pre-Persona 5 problems, am I right?
Hey, don't worry about it, man. Listen, honestly, the Yukiko boss is the hardest boss in the game.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I got past that.
the game is not as difficult as Persona 3.
Yeah. I'm holding on normal mode.
Oh yeah.
Just because.
Yeah. Why would you go higher on your first time through a Persona game? That's stupid.
Yeah, why would I? But it's funny because like I looked up like the difficulty differences, and there were people saying, "Yeah, just play it on easy." And I'm like, "No, I beat Elizabeth. I have my pride.
Exactly.
I beat Elizabeth. I ain't no bitch." So it's probably I'm expecting it to be like Persona 3, where it's hardest at the beginning,
Yes.
and it gets easier later on as you get more team members and resources and personas.
Yes, I would agree with this.
Alright,
It gets easier, and then once you get all the party members, it starts to get a little more difficult as you get to the end of the game. But by then, you're almost at the end of the game.
Yeah, you're at the end of the game, and then because you got to strategize now.
Yeah, like the spread of party members is more broad than in Persona 3 in terms of when you get them. Like Persona 3, by the halfway point of the game, you have all the party members. Persona 4, and from what I remember, or from what I've heard, Persona 5, since I haven't beaten it yet, you're getting party members almost at the end of the game.
Oh, dude.
Oh, you mean like in Persona 5 when you get your last party member like 2 dungeons before the end of the game and never get any time to flesh them out.
It's not as bad as that because Naoto. You get Naoto like 3 dungeons before the end.
Okay,
But
that's
also Naoto is an established character beforehand.
okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
because I have seen Naoto,
Yes,
and I'm wondering when I get them.
Naoto's great.
Yeah, I really want Naoto.
Naoto's best girl.
Yes. So that's been fun. I've been playing a lot of that. Let's see. I've also been playing some Hades.
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
I'm not very far. I can't get past the dude and the Minotaur.
Oh yeah, they're pretty tough.
That's pretty tough. I can't. That's my wall. I can't beat them.
What
yet.
weapon are you primarily using?
Well, I unlocked the gun.
Ah, okay.
I mean, my last attempt, I was basically just spamming rockets at them because I unlocked the ability to shoot rockets, and then the ability to shoot like 3 rockets in a row. So I was just diving around pillars shooting rockets.
Shoot rockets at the Minotaur.
Yeah,
It almost worked, but stupid idiot spear guy kept pegging me with spears.
Yeah, if you use the shield, it's like playing the game on easy mode. Not only can you block all front-facing attacks, but there's an upgrade you can get for it, which allows every time you attack with it, it deflects all attacks that come at you when you're attacking. The shield is just, I think, in my personal opinion, the best weapon in the game.
Yep. Yeah, the shield does seem pretty good, but I'm
Yeah.
having a lot of fun with the gun though.
Do I want to win the game, or do I want to have the most fun
Do
possible?
I want to win or do I want gun?
Like, yeah. Well, then I might change to the shield because the shield is what I beat like the first and second boss with, and yeah, it does help if you get the right upgrades. I just got to figure out how to max my damage with it.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
the one problem with the shield. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah,
Hey, just war of attrition.
yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
with
that's
some
basically how I play
bosses and some enemies, you definitely just want to out DPS them super quick.
Nah, death by
Yeah.
1,000 cuts.
Nah.
Death
Yeah.
by 1,000 spoons.
Yeah. So let's see. Speaking
Just
of Hades, I
scooping away their
also
life.
showed it to my cousin.
Oh ho ho!
I expected her to just play a few runs, die several times, and just be like, "This game's bullshit." But no, she got sucked into it. But now my cousin's
Hey,
playing Hades too, and I'm getting texts at like 2 a.m. saying I finally beat the first boss.
astounding! Ah, yes,
Get
another
more
falls
people
down the
into it.
Hades rabbit hole.
Another one, yeah. And I got a second cousin into Baba Is You.
Oh no.
Oh my god!
So much further than I will ever be.
There's a game I need to replay.
That
If I probably shouldn't if I want to keep my sanity, but
Yeah.
I don't want to have that burden hanging over me anymore, knowing that I never could beat it.
Yeah, I kind of gave up.
I accept that I will never beat that game.
Yeah, same.
That game will crush your soul,
And melt your mind.
spirit.
Let's see. Playing some more Morrowind on every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Yes.
naturally.
More Morrowind. Just I'm almost back to where I was before I restarted. Just gotta do some more story stuff. But yeah, started murdering people for their houses again.
As is custom.
As is custom. Yep.
The Morrowind way. I was looking through early Reddit posts I made last night, and apparently on one of my posts, I listed Morrowind as one of my top 3 games of all time in like 2014.
Oh my gosh.
I have zero recollection of having made this post, but I guess back in 2014, it was one of my top 3 games of all time.
Yep, apparently.
I thought that was back when Bastion was the best game ever.
Yeah, no, that was top number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that was number 1, and I listed that as one of my favorite albums too, the Bastion album.
Well, yes.
Bastion
Yes.
soundtrack, because of course,
Darren Korb is a genius.
Bastion was God.
Yep.
Yes, he is, and I love him. Thank you,
Let's see.
Papa Darren Korb.
Going back to Persona 4 for a bit, I've been trying to find all the books.
Oh
But
boy.
apparently some are missable.
Yes, they
and
are.
all already missed one.
Oh no.
So now it's, do I want to restart a month and go back?
No, Mitchell.
again?
No,
Yes,
no.
do it.
Do I though?
Mitchell,
Mitchell.
Mitchell,
Do it,
you
Mitchell.
can go through on New Game Plus and get all of them.
But here's the thing: most of them just raise your social stats, like your diligence and courage. And by New Game Plus, I want to already have all those maxed.
You will.
So why would I go back
You
and
will.
read the book?
I had them all maxed way before the end of the game.
I know. I've got most of them all on their 3rd level already.
I finished the giant meat bowl on rainy days at the Chinese ramen place.
Yeah.
Infinite meat.
Yeah.
Infinite
Infinite meat dimension.
Yes. Oh, dude, when you finish that game, you're gonna have to watch some clips from the Persona 4 anime.
Persona 4 anime.
Because it's pretty good, especially the dub.
Especially the dub. All right.
The characterization of you is fantastic.
Yeah, I have actually seen some random clips on YouTube.
And you'll have to see the comic.
The Hi, I'm Daisy comics.
The Hi, I'm Daisy comics.
I have seen those before.
Don't watch
And
them.
as I've been playing the game, memories of the comics have been flooding back that I've forgotten about.
Mistake.
Your thoughts, Yosuke? Nooses are bad. Super.
Don't go back and watch those because they're spoilers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have not. I've just been playing the game and having them flood back into my memory.
Good.
Yeah.
You've leveled up your social link with Yosuke. Yosuke will now die for you.
Yep.
Things Yosuke would do for you. Take a bullet, jump in front of a train.
Go back and read all the books.
Oh no. You're never gonna get out, Mitchell. If you try to platinum this game on your first run, you will never leave.
I'm not gonna
fallen into
platinum my
Persona
first
4
run,
rabbit hole.
social links for my New Game Plus run. But I don't want to do just social links and the book. If I'm gonna have all my social stats maxed, and most of them just raise the social stats. I should just knock it out here, right?
No.
And apparently, you get an accessory if you get them all.
Accessories are almost pointless aside from getting resistance to your weaknesses.
Yeah, but I want it though. And there's an achievement on Steam.
That's what really matters.
Oh,
And I've never given a crap about achievements, so
not on Steam at least.
I've on any console.
Oh well, yeah, you don't have like PS4 or anything,
So I've never cared about achievements, and I doubt I ever will.
I platinumed Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm happy with that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you would.
And only
Right.
now that the DLC came out, it's now at 92% because they added more trophies,
Oh shoot!
and I haven't
You gotta
gotten
get
them
on
all
top
yet.
of that.
So I got to do that. I should also probably just go ahead and platinum Assassin's Creed 2 because I only have like a few trophies left. I should also probably platinum Brotherhood because I only have a few trophies left.
Yeah, I should probably just platinum every game in my
I should
library.
probably platinum Black Flag. You know, when I go and beat it. I should also do that for Revelations.
Yeah.
Oh, I should,
Nice,
I
super
should
one.
also probably platinum God of War because I really enjoyed that game. Oh, and Jedi Fallen Order. Oh, and all the Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Again.
LA Noire, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nier Automata because Automata is amazing.
Just try and let the books go. I'm gonna try and let the books go.
Oh, and Shadow of the Colossus because it's Shadow of the Colossus, you know.
Yeah. Of course.
I don't care about Uncharted.
We'll just skip over those.
We can skip over the platinums for those. I don't care about those. I like those games, but I like playing them once. Maybe a second time if I'm feeling up to it, but it's like I played 1 and 2, and every time when I get to the end of that game, the gameplay just starts to not feel as fun to me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the first two. Yeah,
All right. Let's see.
especially the last boss of the second game. Oh,
Oh boy.
it's just a mess.
Like
I hate that
the
boss.
villain is a lot better than the first game's villain, and the boss fight
I hate that.
itself is better because it's not just a stupid like, oh, you walked out at the wrong time, you're dead. But
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated it so much.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I told you that my Plague Doctor costume finally arrived.
Oh yeah,
a week
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, it's late.
unfortunate.
It was gonna arrive while I was in Texas, so I had to go to the post office and tell them to hold my mail. And then I went to the post office to pick up my mail, and they said, "Oh yeah, we dropped it off at the apartment." And I said, "That was the one thing and I'm like, "That's the one thing I requested you not do. Thank you.
This was the one thing we didn't want to happen.
This was the one thing I very specifically requested that you don't do."
Why would you do this to me?
So then I had to go to the front office of my apartment and ask if they got my mail.
Oh,
But I
boy.
finally got it. I
Yeah.
finally got it. And then I went grocery shopping with it.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get some use out of it. I
Oh,
paid
yeah,
good
yeah,
money.
of course.
like I
Well,
said, you got it just in times for Thanksgiving, which is
Yep.
basically second Halloween, right?
Basically, yeah. And let's see. I got a new Kindle for my birthday, so I've been reading more.
Yeah.
I've been catching up
Hey.
on the other two Rick Riordan series.
Oh yeah, the
Trials of
Magnus
Apollo and
Chase and
Magnus-
Trials of Apollo.
Yeah. So I've been flying through those.
Yeah, tell me, please, tell me about them. 'Cause I've gotten like halfway through the first Magnus Chase book, and I haven't touched Trials of Apollo.
I'm enjoying Magnus Chase because Norse mythology.
Yes.
I mean, Trials of Apollo it's not bad. It's just fluff mostly.
Oh. Well, when I heard that he was, here's the thing: when I heard he was making another freaking Greek mythology series with the same characters and everything, I thought, I'm sick of this. Please stop. And then I heard the premise, and I was like, dang it, that sounds kind of interesting. I like Apollo in these books.
I mean, yeah, Apollo does kind of carry it
He carries it on his gigantic shoulders.
pretty much.
What a
And
guy.
I mean, it's funny because in the first book, like Apollo shows up, finds Percy Jackson, and Percy's just like, "No, I'm not doing any more quests. I will drop you off at camp, and that's all I'm doing."
That sounds about right. That sounds good.
And so yeah, they're like, it is like showing all like the main 7 characters from the last series, but it's mainly Apollo and like a new character going around.
And they're doing trials.
They're
And
just
doing
vibing.
things. Yeah, they're doing things.
Oh
They're
boy.
just relaxing.
It's largely unnecessary. I don't see why it needed to be 5 books, but
It's 5 books.
it's 5 books. But it's Rick Riordan.
How long
don't have any-
how many Magnus Chase books are there?
I think there's only 3.
Okay, because freaking Kane Chronicles was 3, Magnus Chase is 3, Percy Jackson is 5, and it earned 5, but the other 2, the 3 was good. Heroes of Olympus didn't need 5.
Yeah.
It seems like anytime he goes over 3 outside of Percy Jackson, the first one, it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little much, but I don't know if you run out of other stuff to read and have some spare time.
I
might
have-
as
I
well
feel
pick it
like
up.
that's just classic
It's Rick
fantasy.
Riordan.
I will.
It's not bad.
So far, I don't think I will ever run out of stuff to read.
Well then, probably just focus on Magnus Chase.
Yeah, if I'm
Like
gonna
that.
go with either of them, I would definitely go for Magnus Chase over Trials of Apollo.
Once I finish Trials of Apollo, do you just want me to give you the Spark Notes?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Well,
then.
it depends. If the appeal of the book is just reading Apollo because Apollo is a great character, then nah. But if there's anything more to it, then might as well just get the Spark Notes,
All right.
or you might as well just give it to me.
All right. So yeah, I've been reading more. I think that's about it. Other than desperately trying not to fall into the Hololive rabbit hole,
You will
I've been-
fail.
frantically trying to claw my way out ever so slowly.
There's no escape.
My
Once you
analogy
cross the
still
event
holds
horizon.
now that it's understood.
Yeah. Oh boy, Age of Calamity got released.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, doesn't that sound fun?
I heard about that because
What is
because
Age of
my
Calamity?
brother pre-ordered it and it came in the mail.
Oh right.
And then
I literally
and then he couldn't play
Oh.
it because of reasons.
Yep.
I think every time you mention Age of Calamity, I'm like, what the heck is Age of Calamity? I've done that like 5 times. I know
the
exactly
new
what it is, but
Legend
I
of
forget.
Zelda spin-off.
Yeah, I always remember like right after I asked the question, but before then I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot that existed.
Yeah. And oh boy, there's a small time traveling guardian, which means that this is not in fact a prequel to Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
It is in fact
boy.
another timeline,
Oh no!
Oh, nice.
which has effectively killed any interest I've had in it right now.
Oh.
I'm like, oh hell yeah, a prequel where no matter how hard you play the game, no matter how good, at the end of the game, everyone's gonna die. Bad ending, no matter what. Yes, sounds interesting. No.
But
R.I.P.
where's the new original character who shows up and is really powerful and very plot centric?
Yep.
Is there one?
Well, I guess Impa? You get to play with as young Impa.
I mean,
which is-
Impa is kind of counts as a main existing character though, so.
Yeah. But she is super powerful.
Well, I
Why
was
not?
mainly like what I forget who the character is in Hyrule Warriors. That the new character, I forget her name.
Oh yeah, blue-haired.
Yeah,
Girl.
blue-haired character.
Yeah. I don't think there's anyone quite like that except the time-traveling small egg guardian.
Time traveling
rousing
small
endorsement.
egg guardian?
Yep.
Question mark?
Time travel. Yay.
Time
They-
travel?
Astounding.
Oh boy. So yeah, not quite interested in that, so I might give it a pass.
That is unfortunate.
I will probably end up watching the cutscenes on YouTube though.
Can you even play as Ganondorf?
Probably, I imagine you can, because they did in the
Oh.
last one. So
Well, that might make it worth it, because that was the best part of Hyrule Warriors 1.
As long as I can
Yee.
Doria people, it's worth it.
Doria!
yeah, I'll probably just watch the cutscenes on YouTube. I'm probably gonna skip it since those games are a nightmare to complete.
Oh,
Probably for the best.
Yeah, no, I might skip it for the sake of my sanity. But other than that, I think I'm done.
All right. Well,
All right, lay it on us. The
All
50
right.
books you've read since
So-
November 3rd.
I finished The Way of Kings.
All right.
What the heck was that? Okay.
And
That was not me.
and
I gotta recover from that. Something happened, and there was a just awful
Yeah.
digital sound that
I
came
don't
through.
oh, what? Oh, was
Fingers.
there? I was wondering. I was like, did I say something wrong?
But anyway,
May have been on my end. I don't know.
I finished The Way of Kings, the first book in the Stormlight Archive, the critically and popularly acclaimed Stormlight Archive, considered by many to be Brandon Sanderson's magnum opus so far. The Way of Kings might be the best fantasy book that I've ever read,
My God.
and it is certainly one of the best books that I have ever read.
Dang.
Whoa.
High praise.
It is phenomenal. It's fantastic. It has some of the best payoff that I've ever read in a book. Not quite the best, but that's because like the last Witcher book is probably the best payoff I've ever seen. But it also had 6 books before it.
Yeah.
This
so
was
yeah,
just
that makes
one
sense.
book, and it had some of the best payoff I've ever seen.
Isn't that
And-
one massive book though that you showed us? The one that's like a bazillion pages, or is that a different one?
Yeah, this is the one.
Oh, okay, yeah, the one that made an audible thump when we dropped it on the table.
Yes.
Yep.
And it frustrates me because I can't recommend it because this is freaking weird. I finished the book. I couldn't tell you what it's about without just going into a summary of the entire book.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Because there is no elevator pitch for this book.
I guess when you get to become the largest fantasy writer in the world, you don't have to worry about elevator pitches anymore.
It
You just get
turns out-
weird with it.
It turns out you don't need it because it's one of the best-selling fantasy series of all time now.
Well,
Yeah.
that'll do it.
And it's like this is the biggest risk a publisher could take because there's no good elevator pitch for the book. It's from an author who is popular and has done a lot of good stuff, but it's a new series. It's freaking huge, which means it's more expensive to print, and it has tons of art and pictures in the book all throughout.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Oh,
it's
boy.
gorgeous, and it worked out.
Yay.
That sounds awesome.
It's-
Yeah.
That the fact that they include art and pictures is
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. I don't know if I've ever heard of a fantasy novel including that.
It's fantastic, and it works really well because one of the characters, Shalon, she is an artist, like a fantastic artist. So a lot of the stuff is her sketches, and she's also interested in natural science. So you'll get sketches of stuff that she finds along the way, like these to help the reader to visualize these freaking weird creatures in this weird fantasy world, like sky eels.
Yeah.
Sky eels.
Yeah.
And I can't. It's hard to visualize this world because there is no grass in the world. Well,
Huh.
there is grass, but the grass comes up out of the ground, and then when there's a disturbance near it, like someone stepping or a really big gust of wind, it retracts into the ground. And
That's hilarious.
most of the plants are like that because the entire world is constantly ravaged by storms that just wreck the entire land. Like they will literally blow you away and throw boulders into the air at times.
Dang.
It's
Is that why it's called the Stormlight Archive?
Yes, the storm, and there are if you leave a gem outside during the storm, it will collect stormlight, and that's very important because a lot of the magic revolves around stormlight.
Oh boy.
Well, look at that.
What a coincidence!
I'm guessing the books probably revolve around an archive for those Stormlight gems.
Perhaps. Oh man, it's fantastic. It's also got with the main character Kaladin. He has the best depiction of depression that I've ever seen for a character. The man is freaking depressed. He's been depressed, like you get flashbacks from when he's a kid, and there's little mentions of, oh, he has depressive episodes even as a kid, so he's just got chronic depression on top of everything in his life goes wrong.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's great. It's great. And I can't decide between if Kaladin or Dalinar is my favorite character because they're both fantastic, but I've heard book 3 is the Dalinar book, so we'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see. So I finished that. That was amazing. And then I started
Monster.
Oh, and also so it's part of the Cosmere, which is the Brandon Sanderson connected universe thing. And the word Cosmere actually shows up in The Wave Kings for the first time in all of these books.
Oh boy.
So that's interesting. And the character who appears in every single thing plays a bigger role in here than he does in any of the other books.
Ooh, that's cool.
And I know for a fact that in the second and third book especially, characters show up from major characters show up from some of the other books.
That's cool.
And I've looked up there's a bunch of resources that show like the references and Easter eggs that are in the books, and I've already seen characters from other series. I just didn't recognize them until I looked up hey, what's an Easter egg in here? Oh, that character was actually this character. Oh my gosh.
It's nuts.
Up there it was again.
Jeez. It happened again.
Oh, is my mic doing something? Is it popping
Yeah.
crazily?
It's like
It's screaming. It's
I'm
it's
sorry.
getting out and
it's screaming in agony.
it's so weird. It must be my laptop or something because that happens. It's happened when I've used other microphones talking with other people on Discord before too.
That is
I don't know.
bizarre.
Maybe it's still Skull Candy headphones. Maybe it's just a quirk of Skull Candy headphones. Maybe I need a better microphone.
Maybe. But I finished that. I finished The Way of Kings, and it was amazing. It took me a little over a week to get through that giant 1,000-page tome.
Yeah, that
Oh, boy.
Bible.
And then after that, I started The Alloy of Law, which is the first book in the Mistborn Era 2 series, which takes place 300 years after the original Mistborn trilogy.
Ah,
And so it's like kind of 1910s kind of technology. They have railways and they have gunpowder, but electric lights are just starting to become a major thing.
okay.
All right, interesting.
And there's little newspaper clippings in it's dispersed a little bit throughout the book, and there's anti-car union ads from the
Amazing.
carriage unions talking about the dangers of automobiles.
That's so good.
And then the car unions also have ads in there talking about, hey, this is what a cool technology cars are. It's
Man, wouldn't
it's
you love a
great.
car?
It's great, and the story is more like a kind it felt like I was reading a movie.
Mhm.
Like it's like, oh, it starts off with a flash, like a little backstory with the main character. He's tracking down a serial killer out in the wastes, and he's with his girlfriend, and they split up to go find the serial killer. And then he finds the serial killer, but he's captured his girlfriend. But they've been in this situation before. His girlfriend is like signaling to him when to shoot the guy in the head, and then right as he pulls the trigger, the guy pulls his girlfriend in the way, and he shoots her in the head.
Oh no!
And then
Shoot.
of course he immediately shoots the serial killer afterward, and then flashes forward months later, and he's trying to readjust to city life, and he's trying to put away his lawman side and be the lord of his estate that he needs to be, because he employs tons of people. And then a bunch of kidnappings start, and he tries to stay out of it, and his old buddy is trying to drag him into it. And then his fiancée gets kidnapped, and then he has to go out and find the kidnappers, and that's the whole story. He's trying to find the kidnappers, and it's just a ton of fun.
He's an old hard-boiled detective, one who doesn't play by the rules.
Doesn't play well. He plays by the rules, but it's more like he's used to no rules, but he still tries to follow the rules, and it sometimes works out.
One who sometimes plays by the rules.
Yes. He technically plays by the rules, but they don't like it because he's too cavalier and takes matters into his own hands.
Who plays by his own rules, which just so happen to be the rules that he's supposed to follow as a police officer.
Yeah. It's great. It's a ton of fun. Not as good as Mistborn Era 1 or Stormlight, obviously, but it's just a ton of fun.
Sounds like a ton of fun.
I finished it in like 2 days.
Oh wow!
So
it's not nearly as long as Way of Kings?
No. It's not even 400 pages.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's nothing.
Not terrible at all.
So after that, the publication order that I'm following had 3 short stories that I was gonna read. So I have the short story collection, so I pulled that out and I read all 3 of them. The first one is The 11th Metal, and it's a prequel to the first Mistborn series that was published in the Mistborn tabletop RPG.
Ooh.
So he wrote a little short story for those guys when they published it, and it's one of the main characters from the first series. but it's before all the events happened, and it just kind of, if you've read the series, it explains a little bit of like, oh, that's why this stuff started happening.
Interesting.
It's mostly inconsequential, but it was nice. It was a nice little thing, and it was good. I enjoyed that character, so I liked seeing him again. Then the second one was The Emperor's Soul, and this short story is one that won a Hugo Award.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's the one that won Brandon Sanderson his Hugo Award, and it's fantastic. It takes place in the same world as Elantris, the first book that he got published.
okay.
And it's doing really weird stuff with the magic system. This kind of thief, kind of forger, but she does forging with magic, with the magic system. She's captured, and she's told like, okay, she's brought in by the Empire, and the people in charge in the like innermost circle of the Empire to hire her to forge the Emperor's soul, because the Emperor was killed, but they were able to heal his body, but his soul is gone. So she has to forge a new soul for the Emperor and make it as close to the real one as possible, close to the original as possible.
That's such a cool idea.
It's really cool, and it like the magic system is like intricately woven into the story, and there's a lot of great themes and everything. It's a fantastic short story if you want to, and it's one that I can recommend to people who haven't read anything of Brandon Sanderson, because you don't need to know crap. Like if you've read Elantris, you'll get like a little, oh, I know what that is, like once or twice, and that's it. Everything else,
Alright.
it's great. I don't know where to find it. I don't know where it got published, but if you buy the short story collection Arcanum Unbounded, it's in there. But I wouldn't recommend buying that, because that's full of big time spoilers for Cosmere stuff.
Dang. I
So
will avoid it.
But it might be online somewhere, so there's that. And it's a short story, so only like 100 pages. And then I read Shadows for Silence in the Forests of Hell.
That is an interesting
That
name.
is a very interesting title. Yes.
It is also one of the most literal titles I've ever come across. As I started reading it, it is literally about shadows for a character named Silence in a location sometimes known as the Forests of Hell.
Well, at least you get exactly what you paid for.
Yep. So this short story actually takes place in a whole new world that Brandon Sanderson made. He wrote it as part of a collection that George R.R. Martin had brought him in on. So
Okay.
it's the introduction to this new world, and the world is, there's two big continents. The bigger continent is where everyone lives on, and then at some point the evil starts to take over the continent, and they all have to leave and go to this other continent. And the other continent is filled with these forests that have these shadows or ghosts or something in them. And there's 3 rules: don't light fire, don't run, and don't spill anyone else's blood. If you do any of those things, the shadows come after you and kill you.
Interesting. Huh.
And the main character turns out to be a bounty hunter.
Oh,
So
that's a bit of a problem.
it is a bit of a problem.
Seems like a bad profession to have in such a place.
It does seem like that, doesn't it? But she's great. Silence is a great character. The short story is great. It's not as good as like Emperor's Soul, but it's fantastic. Really cool introduction to the world and all that stuff. I enjoyed it.
It's more Brandon Sanderson.
It is more Brandon Sanderson. I've started Words of Radiance, the second Stormlight Archive book, and it's more Stormlight Archive. It's fantastic. I love it. This one has more Shallan flashbacks. First book was Kaladin. This book is Shallan, and then the third book is Dalinar. Those are the three main characters, and then the fourth book does different stuff. But so far it's fantastic. Like Shallan in the first book started off as easily my least favorite character of the main characters, and then it got to a certain point where I finished a Shallan chapter and it went to a Kaladin chapter, and I was like, no, I want to know what's going on with Shallan. What's going on?
That's how they hook you.
That's how
they keep
in.
getting you to turn pages.
Yes.
You got to get to the next chapter.
Got to get to the next one. But yeah, Shallan's great. Her past is messed up as crap. Like, more messed up than Kaladin's past. Kaladin's past didn't go wrong until later on. Shallan had it rough from the start. So it's great. It's great. It's more Stormlight Archive, and this is the one that starts to get a lot more Cosmere stuff going on, so I can't wait to see that.
That's rad.
I also finished The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis.
Ah.
It's fantastic. It is, I would say, profound, genius, all that stuff. It's a really cool kind of comparison to Screwtape Letters, because Screwtape Letters is about how like how demons, the forces of darkness and stuff, tempt you to hell, and Great Divorce is more about how you talk yourself out of heaven.
Huh.
So it's really interesting and great, and it's a really cool and unique depiction of heaven and hell. Like he doesn't say that this is what heaven and hell is going to be. Like, he purposely says at a point in the book, like, this is a dream. It may or may not be like this, but this serves a purpose to tell a story and all that stuff. It's really interesting. That's about all I've read. Finally. I will continue to be reading Brandon Sanderson, continuing on in the Cosmere until I've caught up with Rhythm of War, and it'll I don't know what I'll do after that. That'll be a big project out of the way. I don't know where I'm gonna go from there. I'll have to start thinking about that at some point.
Read his Infinity Blade books. Considering that's the only Brandon Sanderson thing I've ever read, I can confirm it's pretty high quality. You gotta read it.
Oh boy! At some point, I'm gonna have to go back and read Stormlight Archive again. But when I do that, I'll probably do the audiobooks, because apparently the audiobooks are fantastic. And there's certain parts that I've read that I'm like, I want to hear this in an audiobook. That sounds really cool. Again, that's all I've read. I did outside of just watching YouTube, watching HoloLive, like HoloLive clips and stuff. Obviously, of course, yes.
Naturally,
yes. I have recently been watching a channel called Overly Sarcastic Productions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of them.
They do tons of videos on history, mythology, classics and stuff, and they're all like they all have like kind of little drawings to help tell the stories and stuff, and they are extremely sarcastic, wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
That does seem like they would be like that.
Yes, they are. I enjoy that channel immensely as well.
That channel is fantastic. They do good work.
Mm-hmm.
They are very, very entertaining and somewhat informative as well.
Yes.
So
that's cool.
But outside of that, outside of the YouTube watching, I've watched 3 episodes of a show called Utopia.
The American version or the British version?
The American version, the one on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That show's messed up.
If it's anywhere near as messed up as the British series, oh yeah.
First episode. Let me break this down for you, Mitchell. First episode.
Okay.
I'll give you a summary of the first episode.
Hit me.
So this young couple moves into this house that they inherited from their grandpa, and they're like, oh, we have a new house, and we inherited, didn't have to pay for it. They open the door, and it's filled with crap, just head to toe. And then they start sorting through it all because you got to sort through this crap. Maybe there's something valuable, maybe not. And then one of the guy finds a manuscript of a comic called Utopia, and he's like, hey, maybe this is worth something. He looks it up online. Oh yeah, it's this unreleased sequel to a comic called Dystopia. Yeah, this will probably be worth something. There's a convention coming. Let's go to the convention and we'll sell it. We'll post stuff online. And then this group, it cuts to this group of friends who know each other online, and they're all obsessed with the comic Dystopia because they look at Dystopia and they see these little bits and references here and there that predict all these different diseases and pandemics. Like it predicted the SARS disease, it predicted this disease and that disease, and they're like kind of conspiracy theory nuts on that front. And they're like, oh my gosh, Utopia's been found. Oh my gosh, we gotta go meet up and we have to buy it. We have to buy this thing. And then they go to the convention. They all try to buy the bid on the comic, and they all meet up. And then this rich guy shows up and just drops a sack of money in front of the people selling the comic, and he's like, I'm buying it. And then they sell it, and they get like $10,000 or something for it. And then they take the comic, and the guy takes the comic up to his penthouse and everything. And then the people who were selling the comic, they get a knock on their door, and these two people show up, and they're like, where's the comic? Where's Utopia? And then they say, hey, we sold it, sorry. And then one of the guys pulls out a gun. Where is Utopia?
Oh no.
And then they go, okay, we don't have it, but here's a list of people who bid on it. And they take the list, and then they drug all the people in there, in the room, saying,
Oh,
don't
no.
worry, don't worry, you'll just pass out. We're taking your money and going. And then those two guys go up to the penthouse, kill the guy who had the comic, but a kid had snuck in and taken the comic at that point, and he left. They kill the guy who had the comic, killed the girl he brought up to his apartment, and anyway, they go through the list of everyone on the list, go up to the room, shoot every single one of them dead, and make it look like one of them killed them all and killed himself because he had a history of mental illness.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
the four people who were friends and everything, they weren't there, so they didn't get killed. That's episode 1. That is episode 1.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
It's messed up.
It's nothing like that's nothing like the British version. Oh my god, they totally redid the plot. Oh my goodness.
Well, the plot might get significant. Oh well, at the stinger at the end of episode 1 is a girl goes into the room where the people who got drugged, the people who are selling the comic, and she talks to the one girl who's still alive, just barely hanging on, and she asks, "Where's Utopia?" And I don't know. They drugged us. Who are you? And she says, "I am Jessica Hyde," and Jessica Hyde is the main character of the comic.
Ah.
Oh boy.
And you go, oh my gosh, it's real.
That's super cool.
And it just, I'm only 3 episodes in, but it's not as disturbing as that first episode, but it's still, well, there's a few scenes. There's a few scenes that are, but
Yeah.
it's going crazy places.
Yeah, I was, whenever I saw that they were coming out with an American version, I was like, dang, is this just going to be like one of those bad American remakes? But yeah, hearing about that, it sounds like they totally like redid the whole plot, which is super cool. I'm glad.
Does any of that resemble the British version? Because I didn't even know there was a British version.
Yeah, that's the original version. It has literally nothing to do. Like I don't think there's any comic. I'm pretty sure there is a comic in the original one, but that one's also messed up. There's a torture scene in the first episode where a guy. It's literally just a guy getting a bunch of like acidic stuff shoved in one of his eyes. Like he like gets like chili shoved in his eyes, salt. He gets like acid rubbed in there. And then
Yeah.
in the end, he gets his eye scooped out with a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really messed up scene.
That's referenced. That's referenced.
Oh, that is referenced.
That is
Okay.
referenced.
Yeah, I only watched like the first episode or two of that with my brother, and then we dropped it. I don't know why. I mean, like everybody was saying it was really good. I have no idea why we didn't watch anymore. But yeah, the British version is really good too. You should watch that.
Mm-hmm. I might check that out once I finish this. It's already been renewed for a second season, so there you go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, fun.
I'm sure. I've heard it's gotten really good reviews.
Oh yeah, it's great. But in terms of what I've watched, that's about it. In terms of games, I played a bit more 13 Sentinels. I'm getting close to the end of that. It continues to be perfect. Not much.
I didn't get nominated on the Game Awards for Best Narrative.
I wouldn't be surprised. It
I'm
probably
pretty sure
deserves it. It probably deserves it.
Yeah, a lot of people are hoping it's going to win.
Yeah. Not much more to say about that. It is a perfect game. But who cares about that? Because Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory came out.
Yep, sure did.
It came out.
Hey.
So
Oh boy.
I've seen you
Have
online playing that.
let me tell
Have you
let me,
beaten it yet? Have you
let me
completed
tell
it
you
yet?
let me tell you a little story. The game came out on like Thursday night. I ended up staying a little later than I normally do, playing a little bit of it, not getting that far, but just enough where I was like, okay, I've sated my initial thirst. I can go to bed. Went to bed, got up, went to work, came back, and started playing the game. And I kept playing the game, and I kept playing the game, and at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I beat the game.
Solid.
It's kind of what I did with when I started Persona 4. I started Persona 4 and I just kept playing.
Yep.
And then I saved Yukiko and I looked over at the clock and it was like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I'm like, I should probably go to bed.
Oh man. In terms of the campaign isn't very long. The world tour that they have, it's just a recap of the series, which I didn't mind. It got the nostalgia going. I was like, yeah, I remember that. And then there's a few kind of hilarious descriptions.
It's called Melody of Memories.
Yes, it is. It is a melody of memory.
Hey.
There's a few kind of hilarious descriptions of the plot. Like there's one in particular for Birth by Sleep where it says Terra resisted the call to darkness. No, he didn't. Not at all. His entire story is him giving in and going, "Oh no, I messed up."
I'm gonna pretend I know what any of that meant.
Don't worry about it. You'll get there. You'll get there when you play Birth by Sleep and you go, "Oh, that's what it meant."
And you play Birth by Sleep after you played the 13 prequels.
Yes.
I'll figure it out.
Well, no. Birth by Sleep is the prequel.
Okay.
Is it the first?
In
Like,
the timeline,
chronologically?
no, the mobile game is.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, then you'll get there after you play the mobile game and then Birth by Sleep.
Don't
And then
play,
the other 12
don't
games.
Don't play chronological order. That's terrible. That's a terrible idea. It's an absolutely atrocious idea. Doesn't even work because Dark Road isn't finished.
Is that the mobile game?
That's the other mobile game, the one I have constantly going on in the
Oh
background.
yeah.
I like that. The other mobile game.
Yes.
The other one.
Don't worry, they're in the same package.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, but it's Melody of Memory is fantastic. I'm going through and trying to full chain all the songs on Proud mode. I'll have to go through and do some of that on standard and beginner to get all the trophies, but it's just a blast. It's an absolute blast, and it is showing me how well I know these songs because I'm playing through I'm playing through the Simple and Clean song, which is the opening song for Kingdom Hearts 1 by the Japanese artist Utada Hikaru. It's the when you walk your way.
yeah.
That one. And I'm playing it, and I'm hitting the notes, and I'm going, these notes match the Japanese version of the song, but it's playing the English version of the song. That's a little odd.
That is strange.
So I'm thinking of doing an experiment where I have a headphone playing the Japanese version of the song in one ear and the game audio in the other ear, and seeing if that helps, or if it just makes everything just much worse. The song selection is fantastic. Except for Kingdom Hearts 3, they don't have a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 songs in there at all. And that's because the Kingdom Hearts 3 runs in Unreal 4, and this game is not running in Unreal 4, so they can't reuse assets. The few environments from Kingdom Hearts 3 that they have they had to completely recreate in this engine. So they don't so for most of the Kingdom Hearts 3 songs, it's just cutscenes playing in the background while you hit notes. Which it's fine, but they only have one song per world, and they don't even have the Pirates world at all, which is a little odd. And unfortunately, the song they chose for Arendelle has probably my favorite field theme for the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 3. It's fantastic. And they don't choose that one. Instead, they chose Let It Go. Because the movie is Frozen.
That's astounding.
I mean, the movie's Frozen.
We can finally play Osu, Let It Go version.
And it's
Let It Go Osu version.
It's not even the frickin' like actual scene from the movie. Instead, it's the scene from the game, which is just a worse animated version of the scene from the movie, but with Sora, Donald, and Goofy just thrown in there and going, what's going on? What's that sound? Who's singing? Oh my gosh, it's Elsa. We gotta go chase after her.
It would not be a Kingdom Hearts game if the three goofballs in the background were not just like photo bombing a Disney movie.
It is my.
I mean, that's been my experience with the mobile game in general.
It's honestly, it's one of my favorite parts in all of Kingdom Hearts 3 because
it is hilarious how like the scenes are playing out and you're like anime characters kind of standing in the corner like, hey, I'm here too.
It's hilarious.
Edgy Mickey is still my favorite thing in the world. I love Edgy Mickey so much.
Oh, it's great. No, dude, when I get to that part, every time I play through Kingdom Hearts 3, which so far has only been twice, but still, every time I get to that part, I just watch that cutscene and I die laughing because it's so stupid.
I love Edgy Mickey.
Oh, man.
I can't get enough of it. Please, Square Enix, give me more.
But,
I need to inject this cringe into my veins.
But I did full chain Let It Go, and it took me so many tries that I finally, after all these years, kinda hate that song.
After so many replays.
After so many replays, I kinda hate it now. Finally. Like a year after Frozen 2 came out. It took that long, but I finally hate it.
Kind of hated that song like 2 weeks after the original movie came out.
Yeah, well, I like Frozen, unlike a lot of people.
I like it too, but that song really got old real fast.
Yeah, the song got old. I was tired of it, but I liked it. Now I don't know if I even like it anymore. But the song selection is great. They have a lot of other than not a ton of Kingdom Hearts 3 songs. The song selection is great. They have some of the more obscure tracks in the series getting some love, which is great, like some Rechain of Memories songs, and the boss theme that only showed up in the 2 DS games, which I was very happy to hear because that song Fighting Away is great. It's fantastic, but it's only in those 2 DS games. And then the game shocked me by bringing in songs from Kingdom Hearts piano collections.
Oh wow.
I didn't expect that, and I don't know if they work that well in the rhythm game format, but I'll take it.
You know what? Extra songs is extra songs.
Extra songs
Yep.
is extra songs. I hope there is DLC that brings in Kingdom Hearts 3 songs, because
I'm sure there
I
will
need
be.
more.
I bet there absolutely will be.
Oh, probably, and I hope so because I need more. I'm having a blast going through trying to get full chains on all the songs. I've gotten up to Let It Go, so I'm most of the way through the world field themes and battle themes, and then I get to all the boss themes and extra songs. And some of them I've already full chained, but some of them are going to be really difficult, like One Winged Angel.
Oh boy, yeah.
And I noticed, to tell you how well I know these songs. I noticed while I was playing through some of the songs, like, this sounds like the old original PS2 version of the song and not the remixed version with the full orchestra in the HD remixes. And I was like, okay, I know for a fact if once I hear the field theme for the Mulan world, I will know for a fact if it's the remixed version or the old version. And it's the old version. And I got really worried because the pirate battle theme for Kingdom Hearts 2 is terrible. It's awful. Like it's the pirates theme in the movies.
Yeah.
And in the remix version they have the big full orchestra and it sounds great.
Ooh.
This is what it sounded like in the original Kingdom Hearts 2 game on the PS2.
That sounds like a Kingdom Hearts Pirates of the Caribbean remix.
It
sounds like they're playing it on like an accordion.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
That's the power of the PS2 right there.
That is the power of the PS2 right there. And that's the soundtrack, like, has phenomenal sounding songs on it. I don't know why that one got the shaft. But it's bad. And then the HD versions fixed that, thankfully. Kingdom Hearts 2 really needed the full orchestra for its soundtrack. There's more than a few songs on there that sound just a little off because of the synthesized instruments. But there's also multiplayer in the game. I did all the multiplayer against the CPUs and got the highest rank, which started to get pretty difficult at the end because there's tricks in the multiplayer where the more points you get, it fills up a bar. When the bar fills up, it sends stupid crap over to the other player.
Like Tetris.
Yes, except it's like, all right, the reticle around the reticle that shows you the timing around for when to hit is gone. It's invisible. Or there's another reticle that appears right before the one you're supposed to hit, so it kind of throws off your timing. Or the timing is more strict for when you're supposed to hit. Or my personal favorites, the enemies are invisible when they get close to you, or invisible when they go away from you, or when they're far away, and then they just pop into existence right before you need to hit. And my personal favorite, all the enemies are tiny.
Oh,
and the reticles.
Amazing.
It's great. Oh, and my other favorite one, when you kill an enemy, it flies up and hits the screen and blocks your view.
Oh no.
Which can be really rough in some of the songs where it's just where you're going ba 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 and hitting so many notes.
Yeah.
I've been able to full chain just about every song except for the battle theme for Atlantica, the Little Mermaid world in Kingdom Hearts 1. I can't get that. Like, most of the song is easy as it's like one of the easier ones, and then you get to the end and it's actually playing the melody, but the melody's really fast. So you go from just hit, 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 hit to da 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 da. And then at the very end, there's a part that's and I can't hit it. I can't get it. It's oh man. I'm trying multiple methods of doing it, like doing it with just like tapping the X button as much as good as I can, or using both my fingers on the shoulder buttons, not getting anything. But other than that, it's phenomenal. I love this game.
Seems like a neat title.
Yes.
A neat addition to the Kingdom Hearts family.
Are you a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and do you enjoy rhythm games? Bam.
No and no.
Well, don't worry. By the time you get to it, Mitchell, the price will have dropped so that you don't have to pay $60.
But I hate rhythm games.
But it's so
Like,
good.
even if I become a giant Kingdom Hearts fan, I will still hate rhythm games.
But it's such a good one.
I will still be inept at rhythm games.
But
Just gonna call
You
Work.
don't understand.
No,
When we were recording at your place and I was watching you play, I was getting a headache because I can't keep up with that kind of stuff.
You can just play it on beginner mode.
Okay, Mitchell, I'll just strap
But you
into
know
a
I'm a completionist.
I'll strap you in
Don't worry
a
about it.
Clockwork Orange
You know that.
style chair and beam rhythm games directly into your brain for like 3 days straight until you're good at them.
You will now. We're just gonna inject you with Project Diva and Osu.
No, please, no.
DDR, DDR, DDR,
No.
DDR.
No, I don't want to.
But if it doesn't feel like a regular rhythm game. It feels like a Kingdom Hearts game, but a rhythm game, and it's great.
Nah,
Just play on beginner mode. Don't worry about it.
nah,
You'll be able to do One Wing Angel easier than me.
no.
Anyway,
Alrighty.
playing that got me in the mood, and I've been seeing some of the Kingdom Hearts speedrunners have been playing what's a mod of Kingdom Hearts 2 called Kingdom Hearts Randomizer.
Oh, I love randomizers. Oh my god,
Oh, boy.
randomizers are so cool.
So I got that working, and I started playing a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer.
Oh my god. I love Legend of Zelda randomizers are the coolest thing in the world.
So the way this randomizer works is it mods the game to where you don't have to go through the world map or the sequential order of the worlds or anything. You can choose it pulls in an area from the end game, and it lets you like just choose which world to go to whenever you want. And so you can do them all out of order. You can start off in the Pride Lands, which is one of the later worlds in the game, or you could save the simulated Twilight Town, the prologue of the game, for the very end, and it's great.
Crazy.
And what it does is all the chests and all the item drops you get from certain fights and from bosses is randomized. And the only way to be able to go to the end of the game and beat it is by finding 3 or 4 specific, depending on how you set it up, specific items called proofs. And those are in Kingdom Hearts 2, but they're like end game things. Like you beat all these guys, do all these mini games, you get a proof. You beat this secret boss, you get a proof, and it shows a little crown it puts a little crown on Sora's head.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
So you gotta search for the proofs to be able to unlock the final boss. And
Dang, that's nuts.
It's nuts.
That's gotta take forever.
Well, unless you get lucky.
Yeah, oh yeah, unless you literally get them like 3 in a row, 4 in a row.
It is possible. It's not probable, but it is possible. but you can set it to where like your abilities are locked in chests. You can set it to where the keyblade stats are all going to be randomized, so you can get a keyblade and you expect this ability and this stats, and you get 0-1 and like something useless like air combo plus.
Good stuff. Solid stuff.
So I set it to where the keyblade stats didn't have to be balanced. So I found like a 7 or no, not even 7. It was like 10-7 keyblade, which the highest stat for any keyblade in base Kingdom Hearts 2 is a 7 strength keyblade with 0 magic.
Oh boy.
This had 10 strength and 7 magic.
Oh boy.
That's nuts.
It's nuts. And I got that keyblade and I went to the Timeless River, which is the world that's probably the best world in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a reference to all the black and white Mickey cartoons.
Oh, that is cool.
The whole world's black and white. So I go up to do the first Pete boss fight, which is just a joke of a boss fight. It's meant to be just really easy. I go up to the fight and I had it to where all the enemies are randomized. So like if I'm expecting a shadow, sometimes it pulled up. I forget what shadows were, but they weren't shadows. They were just like the regular Kingdom Hearts Heartless. It was something like, I forget what it was, but it was a really difficult enemy. Or not really difficult, but like mildly difficult enemy. And I also set it to where the bosses are randomized. So I go up expecting the Pete boss fight, and then it's Shan Yu from Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
And the trouble is, I don't have guard yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's necessary for that fight.
Oh no.
I don't even have a dodge.
Oh no.
So I couldn't beat Shan Yu. One of the easiest boss fights in the whole game. So I had to go back and I had to go and get some other worlds and find guard and find some growth abilities so that I could actually dodge before I came back and beat Shan Yu. But it's a ton of fun.
Amazing.
It's a ton of fun. I never know what's going to happen, but I do have to check online because I did one of the missions in Mulan World that you have to do, and I killed a bunch of enemies, and then they stopped spawning, and it's soft locked because the enemies never spawned, and the timer there's not a timer, but the gauge never went down, so I was just stuck.
Uh-oh.
So I'll have to figure out if that's a thing or if I need to do something specific to get past that part.
You have to beat all the other worlds in the game,
Yes.
and then do that one.
Yes. But I'm not. I'm both looking forward to and not looking forward to Simulated Twilight Town because it's the prologue of the game, and you play as Roxas. And Roxas doesn't have a lot of the abilities that Sora has. He doesn't have a dodge roll or a quick run or a glide. But you can have those abilities when you go there in the randomizer. So the animations just are janky as crap. Like when you glide, he doesn't have an actual glide animation. He just has his falling pose and you just fly. It's great. They did set it up to where certain bosses couldn't appear in certain arenas because it breaks. And
I bet.
I've seen those bosses placed in those arenas, and it breaks. It's possible to beat them. It is actually possible. I've seen it done. But it's like there's certain Roxas fights that you fight that if you fight as Sora, it doesn't work, and Sora just ends up T-posing unless you do a very, very specific set of commands right before the switch happens.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point I saw it happen where the guy ended up quick running right before Sora T-posed. And then when it cut back from the cutscene, Sora kept his momentum and he just T-posed out of the world. Just sliding out of the world.
Amazing.
Oh man, it's this game has been just broken down to the absolute minuscule levels. It's insane. I love it. I love the game. Love the randomizer. It's a ton of fun. I'll continue trying that, and I hope to God that when I get to the 1,000 Heartless fight, it's not a nightmare.
Amazing.
I hope that they did. Like, I've already seen Devastators, which are one of the hard enemies, so I know they're not the 1,000 Heartless enemies. Hopefully, but I have no idea what those Heartless are going to be, and it worries me because it could be something really bad. But that about does it for me.
All right.
Alrighty.
Unless there's anything else, I believe that is another episode of Talk the Plank.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this latest episode of Talk the Plank. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you need to make sure that you have the proper amount of Sonic HeadgeHog.
That's right. If you don't, go to Dr. Robotnik and have him prescribe you a little blue pill. It's filled with plenty of Sonic Hedgehogs. Anyway, thanks.
Thank you for this Thank you for listening to this podcast. I hope you have had a good time. I'm not optimistic honestly.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
This
No.
podcast sucks.
Yeah.
Why are you
We're
here?
sorry, everyone. This is the last episode.
I'm sorry.
It was nice talking to you all.
I apologize for my existence. I'm going to go and commit seppuku.